forget everything, or do I have it right this time? I feel like I forgot something. Okay. Good on Facebook. Good on the grams. Oh man, are things working out? Things are looking up. It's going good. Oh my god. I get so excited when I have my setup done properly. I'm getting this down a little bit better at a time. Not perfect. Still forget things occasionally, and I really feel like I forgot something when I started this stream. What could it be? If I find out my audio is not okay, my audio's fine. Is this just me being oops? Just me being paranoid? Or is there something amiss? Is something amiss? We will find out together. Okay, alright, so let's see. Looks good on yeah, okay, looks good. So we're here. Oh, that's what it is. I'm just waiting for this to yep, okay. All right. Black Sacrifice, I love you. Happy Thursday. Whoa, coming in hot. All right, thank you. I guess I love you too. Even though I have no idea who you are, but that's still very kind of you, so I will say it. I love you. I love you so much. Okay. What do you say we get down to motherfucking business? And let's see what is the latest food that is trying to kill us. Oh my god! How have we got here? This is insane! Food is no longer safe to eat. You know, that sustenance, that thing that tastes so fucking good, you have to have it in order to survive. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about cocaine. I mean heroin. I mean meth. I mean blueberries. I mean sourdough bread. Sorry. Whew. Okay. Back on track here. This is insane. The FDA has recalled sourdough bread due to contamination with, quote, shards of metal. How do you get... At what point in cooking bread is metal, like, anywhere near the main ingredients? What? Metal shards? Are you cooking in a fucking car factory? What the hell, dude? Okay, so there has been a community note here. So it says the recalls for the Seattle-Tacoma-based Grand Central Bakery and is not nationwide. Only those in the Washington area are at risk. See the official FDA league for more additional information. Yeah, that doesn't... This is a stupid community note. That doesn't change it. Also, it's the FDA, so, like, they're already not fucking reliable. Yeah, I don't think it's need... Oh, where did that yawn come from? Jesus, I guess I was just imitating RFK Jr.'s face. God, he is just an ugly, evil son of a bitch. Look at him. He's like, ah! Looks like his anus is getting tortured. Like, he's mid-transformation into Jabba the Hutt. Wait, can I, let's see if I can. Bring me the Wookiee and Solo. Do it right now and put them specifically not over that cage. I want them to go over the acid bath so I can make sure I have a good soup of their bodies. He is just a uniquely evil person. Let's not forget that RFK Jr. is in the Epstein files. That's right. RFK Jr. is in the Epstein files. Yes, he is. The guy who once cut off a raccoon's penis because, you know, it was for science. What fucking science are you doing on a raccoon's dick, bruh? What the hell? Are you using it as a fucking strap-on? Is the raccoon's cock bigger than yours? What the fuck is going on? Hey, waiting for those drones, bitch, Lamau? What drones? The ones that send you all your fucking dildos? That you have to shove up your ass because you don't get laid? Oh, shit, wait, where'd I go? FDA upgrades recall of frozen blueberries sold at Publix. Sorry, Publix. Sorry, this MAGA pedophile in my chat made me think of dicks for some reason. At Publix, the highest health risk level. Oh shit, the MAGA pedophiles are really popping off. The MAGA pedophiles are here in droves. Let's see what these pedophiles have said. Lackdown, where are they at? Like I said, they're hovering over your apartment right now. Or I'm sorry, the cardboard box that you claim is an apartment. You're getting paid by outside far-left sources, cringe farmer. Oh, man, John McShane. I wish I was getting paid. Do you know how much easier my life would be if I was getting paid? No, right now, I just do this for love of game, getting MAGA pedophiles like you triggered and chatting in my chat. I would rather have you MAGA pedophiles coming in my chat than coming on children. No, you said Antifa said they were going to drone my home. I never fucking said that, you dumb bitch. Are they on a bearing you? Oh my god, you guys can't even speak English. Where are they at? LOL, Antifa is paid from Act Blue from the DMC. Beware cringe farmer through George Soros. You know who's not paid by George Soros, but is a pedophile?
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the Epstein list.
Lieutenant, you are a pedophile! John McShane, you are a pedophile!
But the truth still exists. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Flights at midnight.
MAGA pedophile Sophie Coons-KO3KE says, ICE rules. Okay, good. I'm glad you say that because now that you think ICE rules, you have given us the permission to kidnap you and deport you back to Russia where your bitch ass belongs. Eat shit and die, MAGA pedophile! What else we got? Fuck Trump, he finally, someone's sane. Cleo10 says, fuck Trump, he is certified pedo as 99% of MAGA. Cleo10, you are going to love this stream. Because I got an entire, every stream I do, I always end it with making sure I have a highlight of the MAGA pedophiles of the week. So, for example, Lack Denon, John McShane, Sophie Coons-KO3KE, all of their talking points, all their chirping is exactly what every single MAGA pedophile says in their Facebook posts before they get arrested for child rape. Just hang on, Cleo10. I'll get to it. It's going to be near the end of the stream, but you're going to fucking love it. I'm telling you, bro. All right, let's close this. I got to reset my traps. I got to reset the traps that I have from the MAGA pedophiles. Okay, that's fine. That one's fine. Okay, let's see. All right, back on track. FDA upgrades recall of frozen blueberries sold at Publix to highest health risk level. Jesus Christ. Recall of nearly 40,000 bottles of eye drops sold nationwide. Upgrade over fears of potential contamination that can harm vision. How the fuck are blueberries getting this bad? Blueberries, the most harmless fucking fruit on the planet. Blueberries. We have to be afraid of fucking blueberries now. Okay, the eye drops I get. I think eye drops are just a product of Satan. That shit scares the fuck out of me. There's a reason I wear my dorky-ass glasses and don't fuck around with contacts. Or what's that, LASIK eye surgery shit. Anything going near my eyes, that shit freaks me the fuck out. So, but blueberries! How does this happen? Frozen blueberries, no less. Doesn't the frozen shit, like, destroy the bacteria? And apparently, the frozen blueberries can cause actual death. Like, that's why it's been upgraded to the highest health risk level. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. We are going to become, the entire country is going to become the Turner Party. Like, at some point, RFK Jr. is going to fuck up the FDA and health protocols and food safety health inspections so bad that it's going to be safer to eat humans than it is to eat broccoli. That's where we're going in this country. So someone had a brilliant meme. You have died of RFK Jr.? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All the MAGA pedophiles that died from COVID because they drank bleach or shoved a UV dildo up their ass has no bearing on the amount of MAGA pedophiles. This was during COVID. Have no bearing on the amount of MAGA pedophiles that are going to die because of RFK Jr. And all I can say, personally, To all those MAGA pedophiles that died because they got exactly what they voted for, I don't give a fuck. You guys brought this on yourselves. Why the fuck should we care? Like I've been saying for a while, all we have to do is outlive the MAGA pedo party because measles is higher than ever, right? And Trump is giving stupid, shitty advice. RFK Jr. is swimming in shit water, so you know some MAGA Trumpster is just going to dive into a sewage tank and be like, "Yeah, man, this is where this is how you get hell." This is just drowns in shit. I don't care. I don't care. Nobody should. Like they brought this on themselves. And besides, look at these MAGA pedophiles in my parties. People saying they're cheering ICE, which murders American citizens. Fuck these people. They come in here happy that American citizens get deported to foreign torture camps. Fuck these people. They are a threat to America. The less of them on this planet taking up the oxygen that could go to actual Americans, the better. Fuck it. This is so fucking good. RFK Jr. is so stupid he can't argue. Because of him, Trump Vance, the U.S. is laughed by everybody all over the world. And it's so funny how they have to create this alternate universe in their total hallucination. It is a mass hallucination event. Because every MAGA you talk to is like, America's finally respected on the world stage, man. And yet they're getting walked out of the UN, getting laughed at, at foreign gatherings. It's fucking hilarious. And I have a Cleo 10, I'm glad you said that because I have a clip at the end. I don't know if you'll be here for that one too, but I have a clip at the end. It's exactly to the point I'm making now. So meanwhile, while people are dying from his food fuck-ups, this is what RFK Pedopal Jr. has been doing.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s new reality show pushes healthy, affordable eating with sides of dubious claims about the food industry's science and public wellness.
Dietary guidelines that had put Fruit Loops at the top of the food pyramid.
But the math raises questions in this cooking class, too, especially when the secretary and his guest chef whip up crispy salmon cakes with apple, white beans, and green salad.
So if I remember correct, this is supposed to be shows U.S. Health Secretary reality cooking show real food recipes to see if he can whip up the same dish for the claimed price point. Yeah, so basically he's saying like, hey, look what I can cook for. I'm sorry, what RFK? Look at what I can cook up without having to use ingredients of roadkill, and I can do it straight from the store, which I hate doing because they have only normal products that humans eat. I need to go to where they buy ingredients from what we do in the shadows. Those vampires always know the best cuisines. Anyway, I'm going to buy all of this stuff, and you're going to watch as I make the food for a discounted, easy price that every American can do, if you are rich like me. So, cabinet secretaries, yes, plural, spending their time making reality TV is what Americans voted for. Do you want experts addressing real problems? No. Is that a plurality of voters? We want people who don't understand this and don't care that they don't to BS us using this particular style of video. So, hence.
So the servings of each of these, we asked to keep it under $5.
I sound just like him, by the way.
I am on
Under
my way
$5,
to
there
the
it is.
store. But when we started buying in...
And by the way, we need to enjoy these kind of segments while they're still allowed under CNN contracts before the Ellison pedo party takes over and before Trump just like uses the FCC and his ICE Nazi Gestapo to just kidnap this poor guy trying to do the segment. Let's just enjoy it while we can.
Ingredients used in the show, even going for the lowest prices at a big competitive chain, the cost heated up fast.
This was the cheapest frozen wild sockeye salmon that we could find. They put £1.50 at $8.99. Our price, even with a bonus from the store, was still over $24. Look at this.
Whoa.
This is the avocado mayonnaise. They priced this at 40 cents because they're only using 2 tablespoons. But this cost us more than $11.
Oh, okay,
They're
so
pricing it by the part, and
Yeah.
that's not how grocery stores sell things.
Of course, you might
Sure, but
use
then what
those
does it come
leftover
out?
ingredients later.
Right.
The recipe was not too complicated. But while the show repeatedly says this dish will cost...
Well, because they used two, it looks like in the video they used 2 salmon cakes. So already, even if you divide this $8.99 divided by 2, so let's say $9 divided by 2, so you use 2 of those sliced up salmon pieces, that's $4.50 right there. add up all the ingredients, that's easily going to be over 50 cents, so they're already over, right?
Cost less than $20 to feed a family of 4. Just getting all those ingredients into our kitchen cost a whopping $70.54.
Jesus.
Yes, it's very tasty and it certainly seems to be healthy, but the problem remains. If you walk into a grocery store with $20 and you expect to walk out with everything you need to
Yeah,
put
that
4
ain't
plates
happening.
of this on the table for your family,
No way.
I don't see how it can be done, which I think will make this claim for many consumers difficult to swallow.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s
Gotta love the guy's puns at the end. But I mean, like, of course it's not going to fit. RFK Jr. is a blue blood trust fund baby who's never worked a day in his life. He's always had everything gifted to him, everything handed to him. And by the way, he was the guy saying that Trump was an existential threat to the country up until he found out that he could con his way into the administration and get a cheap, cushy job where he doesn't have to do anything, which is why we have shit like this happening every single fucking day. This guy is a bigger threat to your food than Michelle Obama ever could have been, right? Remember all the outrage over Michelle Obama wanting kids to eat healthy? Oh, God forbid. They understand that you need fruits and vegetables and grains and proteins and calcium. God forbid. And meanwhile, you've got fucking President or Health Secretary Eat a Dog over here, Health and Human Roadkill Services Secretary, talking about how to eat at a low cost. He can't do it because these people never go into the store. Who is that one fucking Trump 1.0 that said like a can of chicken noodle soup costs like $10 or something? It was straight out of Arrested Development. It was straight out of Arrested Development where she's like, "Oh gosh, Michael, it's just one banana. How much could it cost? $20?" Like, these people are so fucking out of touch, and it shows. But again, the MAGA pedo party has to create this alternate world where everything is cheap, everything's affordable, even though their wallet shows a negative fucking bank account. They open their wallet and shouts at them, "You're poor!" Like, that's what happens when they open their wallet. I shit you not. They open their bank account on the TV, and the bank teller just reaches through and slaps them in the fucking face. That's how fucking broke these MAGA pedophiles are. And then rather than, I don't know, come back to reality, they just sit and stew in their hatred, and then they blame trans people. They blame immigrants. They blame Muslims. Immigrants are the ones putting food on your fucking table. That's part of what is bringing the fucking cost up in the first place, because you deported all the people that are bringing the food to your fucking table. And then on top of that, you guys aren't going out there and taking the fucking jobs that you wanted so fucking bad. Come on, MAGA. Go on, get out in those fields. Get out in those fields under that hot sun with no water breaks, working 10 hours a day at literally bending over foods and shit so that you have fucking scoliosis by the time you're 25. Go out there, MAGA. Oh, what? Is it like the Iran war where you wanted other people to do it, but not you guys, you fucking losers? You goddamn chicken hot cucks? The only good politician in the U.S. right now is Mayor Mamdani. He cares for his people. Yeah, that's what I always say. Yeah, Mamdani's doing some great stuff. He has been an absolute roadmap of how to successfully govern, but not only that, also how to successfully campaign, and it's been hugely inspirational, and I hope more people from the left take that to heart. Meanwhile, speaking of the left, we have Republican U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers holding a press conference in Detroit this morning. So keep in mind, Mike Rogers is the guy running. Hey, Levi. Mike Rogers is the guy running against Abdul El-Sayed, who has campaigned with Jake Lang, who is a pedophile that solicited nude images from an underage child. He is also a terrorist that participated in the January 6 riots. And he has said awful shit. I just had a video of him yesterday where he goes to AIPAC headquarters and he's saying, what did he say? I think he said F the Jews, and then he called them all N-word lovers, and he says, "Get the hell out of here, AIPAC. We don't need you," shit like that. And that's who Mike Rogers is going with. That's who Mike Rogers is campaigning with. Mike Rogers had a campaign event with Jake, pedophile terrorist Lang. And yet no one in the media, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, all of these hack centrist fucking corporate medias, none of them have called out Mike Rogers for that. No one has been asked to disavow Mike Rogers or no Republican has been asked to disavow Mike Rogers campaigning with a pedophile terrorist like Jake Lang. And yet, They make the whole deal about Hassan Piker. Jake Lang says more truthfully harmful and offensive shit in 30 seconds than Hassan Piker says in a fucking year. That's just a fact. So meanwhile, speaking of Democrats and their good judgment, this is Democratic State Rep Karen Whitsett appearing with Mike Rogers this morning. Wow, a Democrat working with a Republican? She must be really, really disturbed by some of the policies that he's pushing. Oh, no, she's just actually a Republican under in Democrats' clothing. Got it. In May 2020, Whitsett announced she would sue Governor of Michigan Gretchen Whitmer over a censure pertaining to COVID-19, alleging that the governor and the 13th Congressional District Democratic Party organization were attempting to deprive her of her right to engage in protected speech after she publicly supported President Trump, blah, 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 blah. June 2020, Whitsett dropped the federal lawsuit. Meanwhile, in 2023, Whitsett was the sole Democrat in the Michigan House Health Policy Committee to vote against the Reproductive Health Act, an 11-bill package pertaining to abortion access. Whitsett's concerns included the use of state Medicaid funds for abortions and waiting periods between the consultation and the procedure. So she's a Republican. That's all there is to it. And they're going to, and the Republican, or excuse me, the Democratic Party of Michigan is just going to let her get away with this. This is exactly what I'm talking. This is why fucking Chuck Schumer was so weak, because he's not a leader. He can't hold the caucus together. So then when he had lone wolf votes going against the Democratic agenda, again, like Manchin, like Sinema, like Fetterman, he tried to play nice with them. No, motherfucker. Censure them. Strip them of committees. Who gives a shit? And frankly, we need to make it easier to recall these politicians, because the thing is, well, what if they switch to Republican? Then we should fucking recall their ass. That's what should happen. If an elected representative ran on a campaign, ran on a platform, took money from the voters, took time from the voters who helped campaign with them, and then completely betrays them, there should not only be recall options, there should be jail options. We should be making it easier to jail politicians. We should be. We should not be making it harder to jail politicians. Oh, I already have this pulled up. Levi, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, dude. I'm finally not super behind. I've got a little bit of spare time, so I was able to start the stream a little bit early today. But anyways, let's send $3 billion to Israel. They need it. Why should we help our citizens when we can help Satan? Satan Yahoo. Satan, 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 Satan. It's so funny how that's become a meme. It's become a meme where it's like, America, we have a lot of problems today. Our economy is down. Prices are up. Cost of living is higher than ever. So anyways, we need to send $40 billion to Israel. Love it. Absolutely fucking love it. Just me in MPLS is a MAGA pedophile. We got another one! This MAGA pedophile says another day, another American killed by an illegal. Incorrect. Actually, the illegal was the ICE Nazi terrorist that killed Alex Preddy and also Renee Nicole Good. However, Charlie Cook is dead, so you have that to look forward to. Did you hear me? Justin? Just me in Minneapolis? Charlie Kirk is dead? Did you not get that memo? Is it? Oh, did you? Oh, are you crying? Oh no! The MAGA pedophile is crying! Oh!
People right there.
Oh no! The MAGA pedophile is crying! He's so upset at me! Get the fuck out of here, you child rapist. So anyways, one thing that's insane about this, he's sad, very sad. Yes, he is. One thing that's insane about this dialogue about Abdul el-Sayed and why it's so insane that Democrats are against Abdul el-Sayed, now they're wanting to campaign with Mike Rogers. When, like I said, Mike Rogers campaigns with a Nazi pedophile, Jake Lang. But on top of that, now you're seeing Jewish leaders in Michigan wanting to support Mike Rogers when Dan Bilzerian was running it as part of the Republican primary. Now, he did lose, but he still ran and got an insane amount of support. Dan Bilzerian ran in Florida. These are some of his thoughts when it comes to asking Dan Bilzerian to name one bad thing throughout history that the Jews didn't do.
But I don't want to absolve the United States of its crimes and the degree to which, outside of Jewish influence, because we can't blame everything on the Jews. Outside of Jewish influence, I know, but I'm saying, like, name one thing the Jews didn't do. One bad thing the Jews didn't do. Give me one.
Christ,
Just give me one.
Holy fuck! The most brain dead, absolute just cement, smooth-brained takes of people. Oh my god, that actually gave me a headache listening to that man speak.
What time period are we talking? Like,
I don't get. Well, obviously, the 20th century, 20th, 21st century. One thing the Jews didn't do.
Well, one thing they didn't. I'm trying to think of like problems that.
So first of all, this is a funny edit with the music, but like, name one. Who does this? I don't know this interviewer, so I can't tell if this is trolling or if he's, you know, like Nick Fuentes but unwashed or something. If he's like an Asmongold Nick Fuentes gayby, right? They had a gay baby and this is him. Or again, this might be a troll. I can't tell, but like, what benefit does this serve to push Nazis like Dan Bilzerian questions like that? He's not going to say there's anything. He's going to blame everything on the Jews. I don't understand what this interview is supposed to accomplish. ICE is the new Gestapo and Trump is the new painter, but for Austrian painter no less. But for them, the real problem is the fact that women can abort. How can Trump find new kids if they don't make them? If more women aborted MAGA babies, no, that's awful. Actually, nah, fuck it. If we had less MAGA babies, we would be safer as a country, because then those MAGA babies would not grow up to be pedophiles, rapists, and terrorists. Fuck me. I sound like Israel now. I realize the flaw in that logic. It's also not fair, because kids can grow up. They can grow up different. We have seen a lot of Republican kids born, and then, like, they say fuck. Like, look at Elon Musk's kid, right? Hates that fucking pedophile prick. There's also, oh God, who was that Republican Nazi dentist? Paul Gosar, his whole family hated him, came out against him. So there's people that can grow up. His daughter, Ted Cruz's children hate him. So there are Republican kids that can grow up in Republican households and not be terrorists, pedophiles, and rapists. So, yeah, that was a stupid comment. I regret saying that. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not going to get clipped at any point further down the road in my future. No, it's not going to happen. People will definitely take what I said just now in good faith, right?
How ridiculous is that I'm having a hard time with this?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, and I'm not saying that they're responsible for every single thing, but it's so, like, disproportionate. Like, because look at Epstein.
Yeah, it's like pulling the string on a doll and just cycling the same 10 phrases that it has programmed in its little sound box.
But
okay, so this guy isn't like a MAGA acolyte. I think it is a troll interview. I would love to see more. The whole conversation here. Okay, it's an hour and 36 minutes. I can't do that, but that's good to know. So he was clearly trying to put him on the spot. Maybe that worked, I guess, in terms of, you know, asking them name one thing the Jews didn't do, because it does kind of make him sound insane with that answer. I'm actually surprised, but he's obviously a Nazi, so he's by definition stupid. So yeah, on second thought, that was kind of good. I mean, I'm not a woman, so it's not my choice, so it's not Trump's choice either. Exactly. It's no one's fucking choice except the people involved. Now, keep in mind, again, think of what this guy said. He's blaming everything throughout history that was bad on the Jews. He's blaming basically like fucking Pompeii on the Jews. That's what this guy is doing, right? He's blaming 9/11 on the Jews, okay? He's blaming Nagasaki on the Jews. That's what this guy is doing. And there is no condemnation of this. Actually, Democrats were the ones to condemn this. Republicans, not so much. Not so much. Democrats were the ones expected by corporate media to condemn this shit. And then they're trying to put that kind of crap on the same level of this.
A lot of people call me a radical, un-American, anti-American, Islamist jihadist, which is, you know, obviously Islamophobia is very funny that they say that. But regardless, they think I'm an enemy of America. And I always ask them, like, if I'm an enemy of America, why do I live here? If I'm an enemy of America, why do I want you to have health care? Like, who's the real enemy of America here? The guy who's making sure that you can't get health care, you shouldn't have a roof over your head, you shouldn't have financial security, or the guy who's telling you, like, no, we want to do that, it is possible?
I mean, they're trying to say that is problematic. The guy who wants to give health care to others, a roof over people's heads, and they're trying to say that he is the problem. Meanwhile, a literal Nazi gets to say that everything that ever bad that happened in the world was a product of the Jews. And then, of course, Jake Lang, a pedophile, a terrorist, gets to campaign with the guy against Abdul el-Sayed, and there's no condemnation for it. And then on top of that, you want to get really fucking offensive?
Yeah,
Listen to this freak. Listen to this freak.
They're smear.
God, he is so old and he looks awful, and I fucking love that for this piece of shit. He looks so fucking haggard, and nobody deserves misery in their lives more than this not a child rapist, just a rapist. Sorry, drop the child, just a rapist.
Merchants. This Ossoff, I would not vote for, I'd vote for Putin over Ossoff.
His argument, by the way, comes down to just because he's Muslim. Like, that's it. You won't be surprised to find out he does not actually have a coherent policy disagreement with him. It's just because he's a Muslim.
That's how bad this guy Ossoff is. And believe me, if I were President Trump, I'd be combing everything that Ossoff's ever done.
Keep in mind, he's talking about President Trump, who is a child rapist that's in the Epstein files, who is Epstein's #1 client. He's been accused of raping multiple children. Trump also has said horribly offensive things, such as, if you want to talk about patriotism, he said the U.S. is not so great, right? He has frequently praised Putin. He has praised Xi Jinping. He has praised brutal dictators like Kim Jong-un. And, of course, on 9/11, he was proud to say that he had the tallest building in America on 9/11 because of the destruction of the World Trade Centers after, 3,000, 4,000 Americans died. But that's all okay. But the Muslim guy, no, he can't say Medicare for all. Nope, we can't have that.
Ever done for doing this. But you don't get any of that
He has to look at his
from
notes.
the press. You got ho-ho.
Yeah, there's definitely been no negative coverage of Mamdani. You're right, Bill. Wow. Brilliant observation. You are truly the fucking Nostradamus of politics. Brilliant observation, dude. No, yeah, I can't think of a single negative ad or negative interview or negative story written or done about Mamdani. Or, excuse me, Abdul el-Sayed. You're so fucking correct. Wait, he's talking about Ossoff. I thought this whole interview was about Abdul el-Sayed. He's talking about Ossoff. I'm a fucking idiot! Let's start over, shall we?
They're smear merchants. This Ossoff, I would not vote for, I'd vote for Putin over Ossoff. That's how bad this guy Ossoff is. And believe me, if I were President Trump, I'd be combing everything that Ossoff's ever
Trump
done.
Still the same, though.
Ever done for doing this. But you don't get any of that from the press. You got ho, 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 ha, ha, ha.
What?
But you didn't get condemnation. There's
Because it's a weird story, and it's weird that this woman is hanging out with Trump. I think he's talking about Ossoff, talking about Natalie Harb. But keep in mind, he's saying I'd vote for Putin over Ossoff. That is peak un-American. Peak un-American. If this guy likes Putin so much, he should fucking go there. If he wants to vote for Putin, renounce your American citizenship, go the fuck to the USSR, go there. Stop wasting our fucking time in America. And I mean this with all sincerity. Anyone who says they'd vote for Putin over a Democrat hates America. They hate our Constitution. They hate our values. They hate our way of life. They should leave and move to Russia. This is absolutely correct. This is the takeaway. And yet, corporate media will say that this, saying healthcare for all, housing for all, is the problem. Because corporate media serves the agenda of the elites. That's all. It serves the powerful. It serves the wealthy. They're there to protect property, not people. That's why it's always amazing the few times you see corporate media do stories like this where they actually do try to be like, hey, you little guys, just to let you know, your fucking royalties and sages above you don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Have you seen how the White House touches Trump's face in photos is crazy work. By the way, sorry for my English. I'm still learning. You're good, Cleo. I'm from Europe, and my cousins live in New York, and they tell me everything about what is happening there. I have not seen that stuff about how they touch up Trump's face in photos, but that does not surprise me in the slightest. So I fully agree with this. Bill O'Reilly has been an America hater for a very long time, by the way. This is not the first time motherfucker has said stupid shit like this. Meanwhile, Hassan Piker, and again, Democrats are the ones that are saying Hassan Piker is a fake Democrat, right? That he's not really on the side of liberalism and the left of the aisle. And yet, here he is saying shit like this.
If I wanted to destroy America, if I hated America, I'm rich enough. I could be a fucking Republican. Okay? That's what I would do. I'm telling you. There is no force as destructive to American democracy, to the lives and livelihood of Americans as the Republican Party. Okay? They hate you. They hate everything you stand for. They do not care about you at all if you're a working class stiff, if you're a regular American, if you're an ordinary American, living day in, day out, they despise you.
But they'll say that this guy helps Republicans. Does saying shit like this help Republicans? They say that he goes harder on Democrats than he goes on Republicans. I go harder on Democrats than he does, right? And yet they're saying that this guy goes harder on Democrats than Republicans. Listen to what he fucking said. They hate everything. They hate you. They hate everything you stand for. And he's 100% correct. He is 100% correct.
And they dupe you and delude you into thinking that they are a towering force against these scary Muslims that are destroying the country, and you fall for it hook, line, and sinker. You really think people that want to give you health care unconditionally hate your guts? You really think people that want to fight to make sure that you have a better future,
Well, yeah, thank you for the
to fight to make sure that you have
Till next
shelter
time.
over your head, a warm meal, and an opportunity to take care of your family, a family that you will be able to create because you'll have more free time as well, on a single salary? Those are the guys who hate you? Your brain has been poisoned by this kind of propaganda.
The simple fact is that every criticism of Hassan is either total horseshit or completely overblown, right? And then all the time that they spend criticizing Hassan, they're not criticizing this guy who supports Putin, a foreign enemy dictator, fascist, over an American like Ossoff, right? They support a Nazi. They won't question a Nazi like this, but they will question a guy like Hassan Piker, who is simply saying that everyone should have health care. We cannot trust the Democratic establishment, and this is what the Democratic establishment is so busy working on. The stunningly close contest is largely thanks to one factor. The AIPAC, a pro-Israel lobbying group, dumped $6.3 million in negative ads and mailers against Wahab beginning August 3rd. And this is the best part. Aisha Wahab has officially won her congressional race in California 14. Hassan Piker interviewed her on stream and pushed his audience to donate and vote for her. AIPAC reportedly wasted over $5 million against her, and it wasn't really even a close election. Again, this was a 7% difference, fairly significant, and these are a vote difference of over 6,000. This is very, very strong. Oh, we have another trigger mega pedophile. Sean Callahan, 6200, says this is rampant with misinformation. Okay, buddy, I'll give you one chance, and your next comment has to specifically point out what is misinformation, and I will prove you fucking wrong. Let's go, bitch. So this is amazing, and again, they're dumping he says 5 million, but it was more than that. Apparently, it was 6.3 million. So this is great for us. Every blow against AIPAC is a win for America. And they lit $55 million just on fucking fire in the Abdul El-Sayed race. They wasted $6.3 million. I don't know why he said $5 million. $6.3 million in this race. Now, think about that. That is a total of, what, about 61.3, right? 6.3, 55, yeah, $61.3 million. Just poof, gone. Like, bippity boppity, gone. That's what happened there. Imagine all the races where that money could have been used. especially in this general election, right? The Democrats have a pretty narrow path to a Senate majority. They have a wider path with the House of Representatives, but that still is up in question. Imagine where that $61.3 million could have been used on the electoral map. Just think about that for a second. On top of that, imagine what that money could have done if it didn't go into politics, if it went into community services, if it went into organizations that help the poor, that get food to the elderly, right? Think of all of that money that could have been spent elsewhere, but we can't get it to be spent elsewhere because the Democratic establishment is too busy supporting a genocidal, pedophile, terrorist state of Israel run by Satan Yahoo. It is an insane policy position, and it is money wasted, and it is not something that will last. You notice that Sean Callahan 6200 hasn't come back with shit, by the way. I've been talking for about a whole minute, more than enough time for him to pick out something, and he hasn't said shit. So now Israel sees they can't keep doing the same. Oh, here comes the pedophile. Wrong about AIPAC as well as government spending. All you have is a kazoo and insults. Very typical. Okay, how am I? Bitch, you didn't even say anything specific. All you said was I'm wrong. I gave you one chance to say specifically what I'm wrong about AIPAC. I don't even think I talked about government spending. What about AIPAC am I wrong about, bitch? Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm going to go fucking Neo on you. Let's go. Let's go, bitch. What am I wrong about on AIPAC? Do you even know what AIPAC stands for? Because you didn't even spell AIPAC right in the chat. Do you seriously need a Muslim to teach you English because they speak it better than you? So because AIPAC and Israel are realizing that the walls are closing in on them, right? They're in that Star Wars contraption where the garbage disposal is closing in on them, right? The jigsaw trap where they're just going to be fucking smashed, yeah? They're realizing this, so they're leaning hard into Islamophobia. This is all they got. They have nothing else.
עם האגף השמרני.
Oh, shit. Well, I thought it was going to be in English. So here, we'll just read the caption. Israeli Diaspora Affairs Minister Amichai Chikli? Anti-Semitism does not interest the average European or the average American. Radical Islam interests them very much. Very, very much. And therefore, we need to take advantage of that. That's what they're saying. Israel's Minister of Subversion admits that Islamophobia is Israel's Trojan horse to win back hearts and minds in Europe. They have nothing. AIPAC and Israel produce nothing good. Absolutely nothing good for our country. Nothing good. All they do is take our money and shoot little 5-year-old children like Hindra Job 355 times. That's insane. 355 times. That's more bullets than are in your average Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And they use it on a 5-year-old kid. They didn't use it on the Alien Queen or fucking Smaug the Dragon. They use it on a 5-year-old kid whose last words were, I don't want to talk too much because I'm spitting up blood on my dress and my mother will have to clean it. That's what Israel supports. Israel is an evil fucking state that has no right to exist. They are a threat. They are an existential threat not only to America, they are an existential threat to the region, they are an existential threat to greater global peace because they have bombed Iran, they have bombed Syria, they have bombed Lebanon, and they bombed 7 countries in total that I can't remember all 7 of them. That's not the actions of a competent government. That is not the actions of a government that you want to be a part of. If you're with a friend and all they do when they go into a bar is start swinging at 7 other people, you're not going to want to be friends with them because then you're going to get pulled into that shit. So we should not be supporting Israel ever again. Israel has no right to exist. And it's in, oh my God, it's an hour long. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate Tucker Carlson either way. Now here's where the confusion comes from. How do I, let's frame it this way. So Tucker Carlson is saying religious extremists funded with U.S. tax dollars are free to murder Americans in Israel's occupied territories, and the administration does nothing. Here's the father of one young victim of Israeli terrorism. So what he's talking about is it's an accurate statement. American citizens have been murdered by the government of Israel and also by Israeli settlers in the West Bank and in Gaza overall. Also in Israel, in the actual country of Israel, if I remember correct. And this person is saying suicidal malpractice by liberals to let Tucker eat their lunch on this and become the most prominent voice in the media on this. Just letting the right reap the rewards on what should be a layup, but they're too afraid of offending the sensibilities of the killers. Right? Here's the problem. And this is where rightly some concern comes in terms of criticism of Israel. I criticize Israel because they are murdering, raping, torturing, and they are also just a gang of pedophiles, and they are doing that to Palestinians. They are committing a genocide. They are committing ethnic cleansing against people who look different from them. That is what's currently going on in Israel. That is why I hate the Israeli government. That is why I hate the Israeli cabinet. That is why I hate the Israeli press that supports this, that makes it possible, that gives political cover for it, propaganda for it. That is why I hate Israel, right? However, Tucker Carlson hates them because he's a Nazi. It's the craziest fucking thing how people on the right and people on the left are like, yeah, fuck Israel, fuck Israel. Yeah, they should stop raping children. And then the Nazis are like, well, that part's okay, but the Jews, am I right? Whoa! Whoa! Tucker Carlson is a Nazi. Keep in mind that Tucker Carlson has pushed the the Great Replacement theory, which is a Nazi talking point, which has inspired multiple terrorist attacks, multiple mass shootings, all because Tucker Carlson has helped push that narrative out there, which is a completely fake narrative that blames the Jews for immigration, which is complete fucking horseshit. And again, it is a Nazi propaganda talking point. That is what Tucker Carlson believes, right? That is what Marjorie Taylor Greene believes. And that is where his dislike of Israel comes from, right? That is where his animus, his antagonism, wow, you put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. That's where his antagonism of Israel comes from, is because he's a fucking Nazi. So, this is why it's so dangerous. Because Tucker Carlson, there's going to be overlap between people on the left, and not even centrists, not even leftists, but just centrists and liberals that are also, by the way, the Democratic base, right? They may support Schumer, they may support Jeffries, but they disagree on Israel. Because it's like an 80-20, it's literally an 80-20 issue right now. And those people are going to hear people like Tucker who are going to launder his talking points against Israel with stuff like this, which again, this is accurate. It is something and that we need to talk about. We need to talk about Israel murdering Americans with total impunity. And this, as this guy points out, it's going to get people on the left side of the aisle to swing towards the right. Because then once they start believing him on that, they're going to believe him on his other shit. And this is how radicalization happens. Because if he's right on this, they'll start thinking, oh, maybe he's right on other things. And then they'll start listening to him more. And they'll be like, yeah, you know what? Those immigrants, yeah, they are stinky. Yeah, those immigrants. Yeah, I work with an immigrant. Yeah, he didn't take my job, but I hate his presence. Yeah, I think immigrants are caused by the Jews. Like, that is how radicalization happens. It's a real thing. So for the Democrats to consistently set, where is it? To consistently set this amount of money on fire while ceding territory to Nazis like this is how you not only lose elections, it's how you lose electorates. And your entire, sound like I was saying Tourette syndrome. No, I mean the electorate, as a whole, the body politic, that the body of the people of voters, electorate. Electrolytes, let's get some Gatorade for the election. Let's do it. No, that is how you lose voters. I'll just say that. Sean Callahan, I noticed you didn't have anything to say. You've had a good almost 5 minutes to come up with something. You ain't said shit, motherfucker. Because he can. Because these Nazi pedophiles are all liars. So, Ro Khanna, now Ro Khanna has his own set of problems, but he is going there when other Democrats won't. So let's just listen to him really quick, because he accurately is saying that Chuck Schumer needs to go. We can't have him.
Because this is fascinating. This came out in the Washington Post today. Chuck Schumer, another Democrat leader, this from the Senate, says Democrats don't necessarily need to win Michigan to flip control of the Senate. Quote, a path to winning back the Senate clearly goes through Michigan, but we have a whole bunch of different paths, and I'm sure you've seen my back and forth with Neera Tanden of CAP and others whom I've accused of handicapping Abdul Said. Ro, I have never seen a political leader or some of the leaders of a political movement go out of their way to proactively handicap a candidate ahead of an election that he might win. Please make sense of this for me and your response to that quote.
Chuck Schumer needs to go. I mean, it's obvious that he spent his entire career is supporting the U.S. Aid to Israel. I mean, he's been open about it, and he's threatened because of Abdul's position on that issue. But the reality is, progressive Democrats support people we disagree with on issues all the time. I did it with Kamala Harris. I was out there campaigning in Michigan for her. I was out there campaigning in Wisconsin for her. Progressives were all over, even though I disagreed with her and Biden's war in support for the war in Gaza. Had Haley Stevens won, I would have been campaigning for her and
We have a mega pedophile in the chat. Michael Johnson 6978 says, I can't wait till we war in the streets with you fascists who call yourself anti-fascist. Imagine being so triggered over a flag that you make terroristic threats. Are you going to cry, Michael Johnson, you weak little bitch?
There were
Are you going to cry?
people right there.
Are you going to cry, you child-raping motherfucker? Bro, you can't even go after women. That's why you have to rape little kids. Look at your bitch ugly ass with your fucking sunglasses. Your head looks like a fucking cantaloupe. You got no fucking hair, you low T level little bitch. Michael Johnson, envy is the thief of joy, youtube.com/@Michael Johnson, JOHNSON 6976. Joined April 1st, 2021. 3 subscribers. Hey, Michael! That's 3 more people than you know in real life. You know videos, no talent, 0 bitches, 0 fucking skills. What the fuck do you think you're gonna do in a war? What the fuck do you think you're gonna do? You can barely even type from the safety of your fucking trailer park, you cunt. Fuck out of here. And by the way, since you have made terroristic threats against me, I have every right to give you a Second Amendment lesson between the eyes. And now I got your face. I got your face. You're in my database, bitch. These MAGA pedophiles always come in here thinking that they can tough talk to me. It's like, motherfucker, I got more than enough guns and bullets for you pedophiles. You show up at my door, you make terroristic threats, I hope you've made your will before coming up to my door.
Focusing on her excellent work on manufacturing and her work on rebuilding the auto industry. And I would have said, look, we disagree on the U.S.-Israel policy, but we need her there. I have supported people in all sorts of races where I disagree. So it is stunning to say that when a progressive has a victory, that the party would not unify around them.
This is my prediction, and the prediction is based on evidence that I've been showing all throughout today and yesterday, that there's some, not all, some in the Democratic Party, some donors, some leaders, who will gladly let Abdul Said lose if they can get back the Senate through other means. And by Abdul Said losing, it sends a signal to everyone else. See, this is what you get when you run with progressive values. Listen to us. We were right. You were wrong. And they would gladly give up that Michigan seat to actually crow and keep everyone else in line.
Yeah, I think that's 100% accurate. We've been saying this for a long time, but the Democratic establishment would rather see the entire House burned down than share it with people that want to give free health care. That's what we're dealing with the establishment Democrat. And keep in mind, again, the thing that is, it'd be one thing if, like, the Democratic establishment was willing to make this break over something serious. Again, like the bombs falling, you know, or mass famine throughout the world, or, I don't know, stopping a meteor like in Armageddon, and the leftists are saying, no, we should let it hit, right? That would make sense to lose the support of your left flank over. But the true issue is that what they want to lose their left flank over is over Israel, a genocidal, terrorist, pedophile, rapist state that tortures people and is currently committing a genocide. That is the only reason. That is the only reason that they are willing to have this division, and we cannot let it stand. We have to fight back even harder. Even harder, because these people who support the murder of children like Kendra Job, a 5-year-old who was shot 355 times, and they murdered the ambulance crew and firebombed the ambulance and the people inside the ambulance that went to save her. We cannot have this. We cannot support these kind of people. We are the ones willing to have that fight and have that separation, because people that support that, simple fact, they do not belong on this party. They do not belong in this country. Honestly, they don't belong on this planet. Oh, we have another trigger mega pedophile here. Imagine calling yourself a patriot while hoping people whose names you can't even pronounce win in your government. Imagine calling yourself a patriot when you support a pedophile like Donald Trump. Did you ever think about that, the man, the legend, 7048? You don't want to talk about Trump being a pedophile. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You want to talk about the gas being at a record high for the 3rd time in a single fucking year, which has never happened in the history of our country. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about calling yourself a patriot when Donald Trump, the pedophile, by the way, has praised Kim Jong-un, a dictator who was not too recently the enemy of America, who has praised Vladimir Putin, a dictator who not till recently was the enemy of America, and Xi Jinping. Oh, remember that? Hey, the man, the legend, 7048. You remember when Xi Jinping was a communist, right? And you guys fear communists, right? Right? You fear communists? So why is it that Donald Trump is so enamored with him? Right? Can you prove he's a pedophile? Yes, I can, because he's the #1 person in the Epstein list, which, by the way, reminds me,
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is.
bye-bye, the man, the legend, 7048. You're a pedophile! And he's now asking, like, when did he praise Kim Jong-un? Motherfucker. Have you been living under a rock? These pedophiles, see, they don't even, it's amazing. These MAGA pedophiles like the man, the legend, 7048 come in here and they don't even know the basic facts. The love letters, right, that they shared. Trump literally gave a statement just the other day praising Kim Jong-un. Let me see. He said they have he runs very strongly. Oh, yeah. Trump calls Kim Jong-un well-behaved. Well-behaved. Jesus. You're a fucking idiot as well as being a pedophile, the man, the legend, 7048. And also, you do understand when these people yap like this and you realize their IQ level, it really starts to make sense why they fuck children, because their IQ is lower than the child they're fucking. Now, here's the other thing. In terms of bad policy and bad politics by Chuck Schumer, not only does he support a rapist, terrorist, pedophile state in Israel, he supports data centers. Data centers have never been more unpopular. It's literally like it's a 90-10 issue at this point. Data centers are so unpopular that even pro-business Republicans are against them. Look at this. Greg Abbott, my directive has halted up to 1,800 data center projects, right? Update. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers is endorsing a 1-year moratorium on new data centers. Stacey Garrity, R, releases ad attacking Governor Josh Shapiro over data centers. Michigan water, Michigan land, and Michigan's future belongs to Michiganders. So while politicians are cozying up with big tech billionaires to force data centers on our communities, I stood up to my own party and voted against giving your tax dollars to data centers. That's how fucking unpopular these data centers are. And Chuck Schumer, just last year, was going to these big tech pedophiles, begging them for donations. Just like 2 months ago, Gretchen Whitmer was bragging on a hot mic how she can just open data centers against the wishes of the people, against what they vote for, and she can get away with it. It's pure fucking corruption. You know an issue is really, really bad when even Republicans are against it. That's how you fucking know. Meanwhile,
Jack with MS Now.
God damn it. Meanwhile, Republicans have been harping on about Hunter Biden, even though the person that accused Hunter Biden went to jail, and another person got sued for defamation, had to pay Hunter Biden $5 million because he lied, because all the accusations against him were total fucking horseshit from the get-go. So, they have now compiled a compilation, shall we say,
Jack with MS Now. I was curious if you have any concerns about the president's sons profiting off of defense contracts.
The president doesn't talk to you guys. Why should I? Using complex maneuvers to pocket millions of dollars from our adversary.
Also, it's worth remembering that Lauren Boebert is a pedophile that jacked off her date at a public play with children around, which makes sense that her son is also a pedophile who is on multiple counts of raping a child. So, you know, like mother, like pedo son.
It is time to impeach this compromised commander-in-chief.
Do you have any concerns about it? You were concerned about Hunter Biden and Burisma.
This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action that makes money for his family, and then he tries to conceal it.
The stablecoin venture that got UAE funding. Is there any profiting off of the presidency there? What about the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that something you're familiar with?
Vaguely heard something about.
Also, he's a pedophile too because he allowed something like 50 wrestlers on his wrestling team to get molested by their doctor. Everything comes, I'm telling you, the Republican pedo party, I call it that for a fucking reason.
Does any of this, I guess, sound reminiscent of some of the Burisma concerns that you did have?
The concern here is not Hunter Biden's own problems, but rather it is official corruption from the then Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, and now the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Are you concerned at all by the Trump sons' investments that have benefited from defense contracts and the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that on your radar at all?
It's so amazing. Every single time these guys get confronted, their eyes are always down. They're looking at their shoes, downcast, because they know they're full of shit. Everything is just grandstanding crap. They don't have any actual facts. They don't have any actual truth to stand behind. And more importantly, they don't believe in anything. They're just about power. That's all it comes down to.
I don't have concerns on that front.
There are very legitimate questions about his ties to China, his ties to Burisma, his ties in Ukraine. We need to know the truth because it's affecting our policy right now.
Do you have any overall concerns about profiting off of the presidency for the Trump family?
Well, I love how you guys all of a sudden are like, oh, now we want to pay attention to something. Everybody should be treated the same.
Overall, is this something that you have looked into at all?
Sherry, I'm not having this interview here on the side of the road.
Fucking loser. All of them. Absolute cowards. Republicans spent years demanding answers about Hunter Biden. MS Now asked them about 15 companies backed by Trump's sons receiving $3.2 billion in federal support. If I remember right, the accusation against Hunter Biden was like something around $50 million. This is $3.2 billion. $50 million. That, let's see, 10 times 100 would be $5 billion. This is just under 100 times more. It's like, what, 75 times more, I guess? Suddenly they had nothing to say. Apparently corruption only matters when a Democrat can be blamed. And this is also what's happening under the Republican pedo regime. After the U.S. insurance giant AIG helped tank the American economy in 2008 with its reckless gambling and accounting funds, the chairman of AIG, Morris Greenberg, filed a $55 billion lawsuit against the federal government for not giving him a big enough bailout and won. I really need to look into this case. I don't understand the merits of the case, but this seems kind of far-fetched. But apparently I trust this source, so I believe these details. However, this guy went back to China. China sentences Evergrande founder to life in prison. Hui Kaiyan's punishment caps the downfall of a property empire whose collapse set off a prolonged crisis in the Chinese economy. China is doing the Lord's work. Inshallah. That's really something. Sources tell Wired that Elon Musk is expected to spend up to $200 million in the midterms. It could be a big boost for GOP candidate Ken Paxton, who's struggled to raise cash. Very good opportunity to link Musk, who people universally loathe, to the almost comically corrupt Paxton. Bundle these shitheads together as the enemies of working people and don't let up. And yet the Democrats can't do that. Because if you recall, under Biden, he awarded Musk more contracts. He gave Starlink more access to our military. Kathy Hochul, New York Democratic governor, just recently gave him personal approval to go ahead with like a crypto deal or a crypto bank of some kind, if I remember correct. The Democrats are in league with these people. The establishment is just as much the enemy as the Republicans. Not as much, but they're really fucking close. That's why they can't fight back against these pedophiles. Remember Elon Musk begging Jeffrey Epstein to let him on the island at 6 in the morning on Christmas fucking Day? Jesus. And now we see shit like this. Teen boys are using smart glasses, mainly Meta's AI glasses, to film themselves harassing classmates at school, following girls around and rizzing them or rage baiting them with insults. In several videos we reviewed, girls plead with the poster to stop filming. Where is the outrage on this? Because the Democrats are taking donations from these very fucking companies. I don't even know if it's a good idea to show this, because it might just be encouragement. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't see a video of it, so that might be good. Smart glasses and malls and boardwalks for pestering employees. But again, the Democrats are in league with these are the Meta is doing AI, doing data centers, and Chuck Schumer was begging them for fucking donations. That's what keep fucking happening. These kind of tech companies like Meta. So now we have the brilliant mind of Joe Rogan giving his absolute excellent analysis that no one ever else could have seen coming but him.
And also just the abuse of power. Human beings love to be in power, and especially if you can be in power and get other people to fight for you and mandate them and force them to fight for you. You know, that's one of the weirdest things about some of these tech companies. Like Palantir was talking about reinstating the draft. And I'm like, hey, who the fuck are you? Like,
by the way, Palantir, run by Peter Thiel, also in the Epstein files. And not in a good way. He wanted to go to the island.
what is this? Like, you think you want to draft people because you think war? What? Are you a fucking tech company?
Yeah, how's that work?
Right? So, like, do you want to go fight? Why don't you go fight? Why don't you fucking take your glasses off and go over there? Like, what are you talking about?
Peter Thiel
So
doesn't
it's
wear
like
glasses.
the people that have the kind of power and control and resources that they can just take poor people and take young people and say, you should go over there.
Oh,
you
he's
should
so
go do
spot
this.
on. Wow.
You should why?
There has never been any analysis like this ever. There has never been a single person that saw Trump and the abuse of power and all of his fascist tendencies. No one saw that coming. Man, people just got blindsided, like hit by a fucking train and just splattered over the guy. No one saw this. Especially with these AI companies, no one ever saw this kind of power being used and abused and manipulated to get poor people to do shit for them. No one saw this, Joe. Oh, we stand a king. We stand a King Joe. No one's King Joe. King Joe, that's what I call him. That's what they call him. Brilliant analysis, as always.
Sit here and watch. I'm going to watch on a screen in Nevada while the drone operator is using a fucking Xbox controller to nuke some building. What?
Yeah, man. It's not like there weren't entire movies about this kind of shit. No, there's never been a single movie about technology companies abusing their power and using it for war. That's never happened. Oh, Joe Rogan, this Brian Tyler Cohen. What does he know? Saying Joe Rogan decrying the environment that Joe Rogan helped create. Self-awareness zero. Brian, don't be so mean to our king. Jesus. In all seriousness, though, I mean, like, this is just stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, this is the shit that he helped create, by the way. Because he had Peter Thiel on his show multiple times, and he did not push back. He just went full baboon mode. He was just like, oh, Peter Thiel say thing. Oh, that look good. That look good. Oh, where's my apple? Ah, tell me more, Peter Thiel. And then, of course, he had Trump on, and he just smiled and nod. Smile and nod like the trained fucking seal that he is. And this is also, keep in mind, Joe Rogan hates DEI, and this is Darlene Graham, Lindsey Graham's sister, who's running for the Senate. This was her interview.
Nothing too difficult here. All right.
Nothing too difficult here.
Beautiful. So, yesterday during the debate, Representative...
Darlene Graham's campaign staff was caught on a mic telling a reporter nothing too difficult here before she was interviewed. As someone who does interviews every day, exactly 0 Democrats have ever told me to do that. On top of that, she was asked a foreign policy question and said, I don't know. I don't know. These are the people that hate DEI, that love the idea of meritocracy, and this dumb bitch, sister of the guy that just died, is basically wanting a handout Senate job simply because she has the same last name. She doesn't want to bother doing the homework, of learning where all these countries are. And then Fox Fake News went to defend her. What was the country? Let me see. I can't remember what the country was. I don't think it was Turkey. Country could Darlene Graham not name? Excuse me, it was Taiwan. I was right about the T, though. She was asked about Taiwan and couldn't fucking answer a question about it. These people are just pure frauds. Just pure fucking frauds. Yo, I really love this game. Would squad up to game soon. BZ Hola, thank you very much, but I'm not doing that today. Also, that's a weird way to start a conversation. Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Jesus. Also, I do, anytime Scott Jennings gets owned, oh my God, it's just golden. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
She doesn't deserve That's a pretty big microphone. If I got a list, Jared, of
Thank
every
you for the
female
follow,
who worked
BZ
in your
Hola.
office and read their first names and said, gee whiz, Jared, why are you spending so much time with that lady? You'd be pissed right now.
Scott, let me
You'd be
hold
pissed.
on.
You'd be
Hold on.
pissed.
Do I
You'd be pissed.
hold on? Do I think what happened with the Natalie thing is that how we should talk? No, I don't think that's how politics should be. But what you should understand is we talk like that now because of Trump.
Donald Trump. Thank you. Case closed. End of story.
Do you disagree with that? Look,
no. And the American people know it.
I believe you shouldn't.
Look at how much his tone changed. Hold on. Look at where he started. He came in hot. Watch this.
She doesn't deserve
That's
to
a
be
pretty
attacked.
big microphone.
If I got a list, Jared, of every female
I
who
got
worked
a
in your
list,
office
Jared.
and read their first names and said, gee whiz, Jared, why are you spending so much time with that lady? You'd be pissed right now.
Scott, let
You'd
me
be
hold on.
pissed.
Hold on.
You'd be.
Look how fucking heated he gets. And I don't like Moskowitz, but this is a good answer.
Hold on. Do I think
This guy is Jared Moskowitz. He's a terrible, evil human being who we should be doing our best to get rid of and make sure that he does not ever win another election. However, this is a good response.
what happened with the Natalie thing is that how we should talk? No, I don't think that's how politics should be. But what you should understand is we talk like that now because of Trump.
Donald Trump. Thank you. Case closed.
Look at how silent he
Do you
is.
disagree with that?
Oh, man.
And the American people know it.
Oh, man.
You shouldn't demean women.
Absolutely
I don't think defensive
roll.
Unless
women in
Donald Trump
politics
does
should be
it.
drugged through the mud.
Unless
That's
Donald
what I
Trump
believe.
does
Okay.
it. Be consistent, Scott Jennings. The American people see your inconsistency.
All right. Listen, I mean, President Trump.
Beautiful.
I think.
Not a negative word for Ossoff. What do you think?
Why are you trying to change the subject?
Listen,
I'm curious.
Why do you
I guess
not criticize Donald Trump?
honestly, Scott, I think that if your position is that he was making an innuendo, I don't think it's good to make innuendo. But I also think it is worse to actually use insults to call women stupid, to call them piggy, to say that they are fat, whatever it is. Those things, actual, straight up, direct insults at professional women doing their jobs, I think most people think that's actually worse.
I think it's, look, I said I don't believe in demeaning women. I don't know what your problem is. Didn't you work for Bill Clinton? I mean, my God, we know how Democrats treat women in the workplace.
And do I defend Bill Clinton?
Honestly.
I have not defended him. You
Unbelievable.
sit up. Scott Jennings is the master of deflection, the American people. He changed the subject here from Donald Trump to Bill Clinton because he doesn't want to talk about Donald Trump. He doesn't want to. It
was pretty bad.
He doesn't want to criticize his boss.
It's how Democrats think of women in politics.
Clinton, he's so good
Ossoff,
at changing the subject.
They view women in
But
politics.
he will not criticize. His
they're only there for one
his
reason.
good friend Donald Trump.
John Ossoff has really done a great job of getting a lot of attention this week and stirring things up.
He's such a fucking hypocrite. And good on Keith Boykin for not backing down. Like this guy Scott Jennings is a bully, a coward, a liar, and a pedophile defender. And by the way, his boss Mitch McConnell is 100% dead, and he's committing election fraud right now by not announcing that and then stealing the election by being able to keep the seat vacant rather than have a special election to have someone replace it, which could potentially be a Democrat. So good on Keith Boykin for saying fuck you and just hounding him and just going all the way in. That is how you fight these pedophile protectors. You can't let them off the hook. Donald Trump raped a woman. I would have loved to see him bring up E. Jean Carroll and the 40 other women and him being in the Epstein files. See, that's what I would have done. I go there. Like, I am like, people say, don't get in the mud with a pig because a pig will just get you muddy too. Motherfucker, I was born on a farm. Mud is my middle name. James Mud Russell. That's right, Mud Wrestling Russell. James Mud Wrestling Russell. That's my name. I'll get in there. The rhythm pig. I'll get right in there, man. And that's how they think that they can win, because they think that you won't go there. So they'll just sit down there and chirp and chirp and chirp. And too many people on the left and the liberals in the center try to just play the, if they go low, we go high. We're not going to go there, sister. But you can't do that with these guys. You have to meet them and fight and fight and fight. Meanwhile, the mayor said witnesses reported that agents had their guns drawn during the operation. We have also received deeply concerning eyewitness accounts that agents entered the business with guns drawn, Reardon said in the statement. This was an incredibly frightening and traumatic experience for the employees and customers inside the business, as well as those who witnessed what occurred. So ICE agents storm Nuriport business. ICE agents burst into a nail salon with guns drawn Nuriport to kidnap someone. And again, nothing's going to happen. This is why they're going to keep doing it, because there are no consequences. None at all. Where is this? Was this in... Is this in Maine? Nuriport. Where the fuck is Nuriport? Mayor Sean Reardon. Excuse me. Where the hell was this? Is this Rhode Island? Nuriport, Rhode Island? Well, regardless, the Democrats aren't going to do anything about it, because we've seen Pritzker, especially out here in California. You've got Karen Bass, you got Governor Newsom. You have a trifecta of control of the state of California under quote-unquote Democrat control, and they didn't do anything to punish ICE. If anything, they let them continue doing it, because they showed how completely feckless that they are. That's why, I've said it once and I'll say it again, Gavin Newsom, next to John Ossoff and Kamala Harris, are the biggest threats to the 2028 presidential election, because they will give us nothing more than the status quo, which got us Donald Trump in the first fucking place. They're Hillary Clinton resurrected. So this is what got Scott Jennings all on a tiff earlier. Trump aide Natalie Harp worked at White House without security clearance for a year. Both people said Harp's reasoning for failing to complete the process was unknown. After concerns mounted among the White House counsel's office and security officials, the president himself intervened, and Harp, in recent months, filled out the forms to launch a formal federal background investigation, received the clearance, one of the people said. So she was working without a security clearance. That's insane. But she was still able to complete it, and we have no idea why there was a delay. That's sus. Also, she didn't have a clearance, but she was the gatekeeper for phone calls from foreign leaders. I'm sure this was all well documented, too, in compliance with the Federal Records Act and Presidential Records Act. Maggie Haberman shares new details about Trump aide Natalie Harp and her rise inside the White House. She is a channel by which foreign leaders try to reach him. There's a whole lot in today's bulletin. Former Trump deputy press secretary on CNN, they tried to get Harp to not stay at Bedminster that summer while they were on the campaign trail, because even campaign staff recognized that it was a weird relationship between the two. So what did Natalie Harp do? She found a workaround. She stayed in the women's locker room all summer long. All summer long! So what, like 2-3 months? So I think that it's fair to point out the sycophancy of her in particular and their close relationship. This is sus! This is not normal behavior. This is someone who clearly has an agenda. Whether their agenda is just personal sickness and obsession, or their agenda is more nefarious, such as they're in league with some kind of a domestic terrorist organization, like the Nazis, like the Three Percenters, like the Proud Boys, or maybe they're in league with some other foreign nation that is and the enemies of America. For example, Israel. They do this kind of honeypot operations all the time. Maybe Russia, maybe China, maybe North Korea. We don't know. And we'll never know, because they're not going to fucking tell us. Now, apparently, this isn't even the first time this has happened. Not sure this detail got picked up broadly, but Natalie Harp's brother said today that Trump is not the first person she has been fixated on. He said she wrote letters to George W. She is a real crazy cake. How did she get into Trump's orbit? That's where you would start, because she was apparently fixated on George W. So how, she apparently wasn't in George W.'s orbit. How did she do it with Trump? She just suck him off in the fucking the beast limo or whatever? How did she get in Trump's orbit? That's where we need to start. You can't talk about Natalie Harp without talking about how strange she is. This isn't making fun of physique or bearing. It's about obsessive, creepy behavior, and it matters on policy. As a former Republican media consultant, I can tell you that this attack is astonishingly effective with the public. Most people don't pay much attention to politics. They find it too complicated and depressing because they don't understand, but also because the news itself is often negative. How bad is this? In 2010, 41% of adults couldn't name Joe Biden as the VP. even though he'd been in office for 18 months. Oh, Americans are so stupid. I think, but I mean, this is true. I do think this is. I mean, they've got statistics to back it up, so that's pretty clear. But what I'm fixated on is they find it too complicated and depressing because they don't understand. And I think that that's something that Mamdani has been able to break through so well. And I think that's why he has a higher polling. He is one of the, I believe he's actually the most popular Democrat in the country next to Bernie, if not more so. And on top of that, he's more liked than Netanyahu. And I think also most people in New York will be able to name him mayor because he's out among the people and he's breaking through with his social media posts, right? He's able to explain things in a simple way. I mean, every time in the past, Democrats were able to, you ask Democrats how to tie a shoe, and they go fucking full Poindexter. Like, well, the first thing you have to do, you see, is you have to make sure that you get the perfect size shoe from Payless or maybe from Ross. It has to be made out of composite material on the sole. And you have to make sure that the laces have the little plastic strip on the end. But if it doesn't have the plastic strip on the... Sir, I was just asking you how you tie a shoe. I'm getting there. You have to make sure it has the plastic strip on the end, because if it doesn't have the plastic strip on the end, then it's going to fall off, it's going to get soggy, and that is how you trip over your shoes like I did in 3rd grade, and I got embarrassed. I got mud on my face, mud on my clothes. Everybody called me Poopy Front because I looked like I fell in dirt and I just had poop all over. Sir, we just want to know how to tie your shoes. I'm getting there. Okay, I'll jump to the point. So, first thing you do is you take the first lace. You have to make sure that it's precisely like this in your... Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Like, that is how Democrats have operated for far too fucking long. And no wonder it turned people off. Right? No fucking wonder. So I think a guy like Mamdani is able to break through in his effective communication style, and he's just able to, for lack of a better term, dumb it down. For lack of a better turd, dumb it down. But while people are often ignorant about the particular policy views of politicians, they are very sensitive to the political's branding. This is also why the media is so important, right? Because the media feeds on that shit. They feed on that depression. I swear to God. They're like, the media are like fucking dementors, you know? They just come in there. Can I even do that with this? I can't. Hang on. I'm going to look like Beavis. They just come in. The media is like dementors, and they're just, the world is going to end and we are closer to nuclear war. Wages are falling. You're not going to be able to retire. You're not going to have a 401k. Your car is going to break down and you are going to die in a car accident. Like, that's the media. So they love that kind of shit. And that's why it's so important to challenge their framing on things, because so many times they're lying and or just trying to frame it in a way that benefits the status quo and the elites. And he accurately says Republicans have understood this for decades. This is why they offer many often monstrous cultural or human interest type narratives to the public. Republicans have to do this by necessity because most of their policy views are unpopular. The reason Trump is always talking about transgender for everyone or fighting with Jimmy Kimmel is because these types of subjects are simple to understand. Very, very accurate. Not only that, these types of cultural personal attacks, like insulting the intelligence of Democratic women lawmakers or calling reporters piggy, allow Trump to paint himself as a victim of elites. This is blatantly false, but it's effective with people who hate celebrities in the secular state. Democratic governmental systems necessarily rely on candidates getting votes from the people. To win, you have to convince a plurality that it's you and them against the elites. Republicans have convinced people that unemployed college students and city council members are the elites in America. While cultural and personal attacks, Kerry is a flip-flopper, Dukakis rode in a tank, Obama is a Muslim foreigner, have worked miracles for Republicans for decades, Democrats have resisted using them. I can see why. Republican attacks are often vicious lies, like Michelle Obama is a man, but personal and cultural attacks don't have to be insults about physique or total fabrications. John Ossoff's insult of Trump's total reliance on a cultist like Natalie Harp is a perfect attack that is true while also being factual and policy relevant. It's really struck a chord because it's like, what the fuck are they doing behind the scenes and what the fuck does she know? What is her influence? Who is influencing her? What are her motives? What is her favorite color? Now that almost everyone in the country has been directly harmed by at least a few of Trump's bizarre and moronic policies, many people are wondering how it is that he could be so stupid. Blue Sky users know that it's because he got subsumed into an extremist movement at war with modernity. Ugh. But there is the immediate reason as well. Trump is deranged and decrepit moron who thinks magnets are ruined by water that wind turbines cause. Just a beautiful sentence. In his first term, there were a sufficient number of rational people around Trump that his infantile desires were ignored. Now they're gone. In the 2024 presidential campaign, Kamala Harris made this a regular point, saying that people like John Kelly wouldn't be around to block Trump's insane plans like stealing Greenland. She was right, but the problem is almost no one knew who John Kelly was. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, where they make it too intellectual. Just go straight to the heart of it. Trump wants to steal Greenland. Do you understand how stupid that is? That's your campaign. That's your stump speech right there. The great thing about the Natalie Harp attack, by contrast, is that even the sociopaths and zealots who work for Trump think she's a freak. And it's obvious why. She runs after Trump on his golf course because she can't be apart from him. She rides in car trunks to be with him. She has insane religious views. People like Natalie Harp are why the second Trump team has been a total and complete disaster. He's a senile midwit who has surrounded himself with lick-spittle extremists because no one else can stand working for him. Talking about Natalie Harp gets that message started to the normies. Why would Trump keep someone so obsessive around him constantly? Why don't his aides or family keep her away? These are serious questions to ask. There are more personal insult type attacks as well, such as how Harp looks like a Stepford wife. Politicos don't need to use them if they don't want to. Elderly Democratic advisors like David Axelrod and James Carville don't understand any of this. Of course, that's because they think Dems should try to pretend to be JFK Jr., which is fucking stupid. But this is a shtick, and it hasn't worked since Trump came along. You have to be funny, sharp-elbowed, and willing to throw punches. Totally agreed. David Axelrod, it's amazing that Republicans know how to win Democrats better than Democrats do. David Axelrod humiliated himself today by demonstrating that he's learned nothing about how to win in the Trump era of politics. He is clinging to the idea that a single message is the way to go. Nope. Trump gives thousands, and it works. Out of touch, Axelrod is paying Elon Musk for shitter, by the way. There's more to say, but I think I'll put it into the ebook I am writing in progress. If you're interested in supporting me and want to see more, here is the link. Thanks for reading and sharing. I will never, ever endorse giving money to a Republican, so please do not click on that guy's link. However, I appreciate his insight. I wanted to do it for free because he helped get us into this disaster. P.S. Here's my earlier mini thread on Trump's bizarre and idiotic beliefs about magnets. He thinks they are a Chinese scam and that they get broken if you put water on them. That's why he is making the Navy waste billions. I don't get that, but okay. Whatever. Anyways, Mitch McConnell is getting more paid time off than women who give birth. This goes to what he was saying about the elitists, right? This is such an effective campaign talking point. I would say Republicans want to have all this time off so they can go to Tahiti. They can go to the Bahamas. They can go to Sweden. They can go on a cruise in Alaska. And they get it all paid. And you know what Republicans do? They vote against your PTO. They vote against your vacation time. And ladies, for as much as they want you to give children, they won't let you have maternity leave. Mitch McConnell is getting more paid time off than women who give birth. That's just crazy, by the way. That's just absolutely insane. A literal decaying corpse shoved somewhere in a box in a freezer in McConnell's Kentucky ranch where Elaine Chao has tucked him away where no one will smell him or see him, is getting paid. She's collecting his paychecks. He's dead. He's dead. And she's collecting his paycheck. Isn't that illegal? Like, remember back, like, the whole, like, if you collect someone's welfare check or someone's veteran's check and you cash it for yourself, that's fucking illegal. Why is Elaine Chao not being arrested? Well, I mean, because it's a Republican pedophile regime in charge. But, like, this is something that we should absolutely investigate in the future. We can't let this kind of shit go unanswered. Meanwhile, this is what we have to deal with now with Flock. And again, Flock hasn't been used to solve cold cases. It has not found serial killers that have been on the loose for decades. It has not busted pedophile rings. It has not busted drug rings. It has not busted labor trafficking rings. But cops have been using it for this. 404 Media obtained footage of investigation and arrest of a cop who used police surveillance databases and license plate cameras to surveil and stalk a woman. We've told them over and over again, you see a hot chick, you don't look them up in a database. The fact that that is a statement that you have to tell police officers and they don't just automatically, innately know is indicative of how insanely problematic police culture is.
When you pulled her over, did you know it was her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a legal reason to pull her over?
This is Lamar Roman, the Florida cop who used multiple government databases and license plate reader systems to research, stalk, and pull over a woman he met on a shoot for a TV show.
Saw a shiny thing and teasing and all that. And I knew that when I put that, I'm like, fuck. And that's why I stopped.
But it wasn't nothing else. New footage I obtained shows how Roman stalked a woman who he met on the set of Bad Monkey, which is
it's this
show,
dude.
and illegally researched the woman on a DMV data.
And isn't the lady from Bad Monkey, isn't that the woman from Schitt's Creek? Oh, if he's stalking her, I hope he gets the fucking needle. Fuck this shit. If it is her, hold on. Oh, it's not. Okay. Michelle Monaghan? No, that's not her. Okay, doesn't look like it's her. Okay. All right. Either way, it's still fucked up.
Database. Put her license plate on a police hot list that would notify him when she drove past an automatic license plate reader camera, nearly caused a head-on collision while speeding to track her down, and illegally pulled her over after stalking her.
And he cuts off the truck behind me, and immediately I'm like, this is him. Like, I know it's him, and I can see him in my rear view mirror.
I'm really glad they're keeping her identity secret. And in hindsight, I guess that was really stupid of me to try and look that up. But I'm really glad that they're keeping her out of this.
And I'm like, you better not pull me over. And he pulled me over. And he's like, I told you I'd find you and pull you over. And then he was like, and I was hoping your boyfriend was in the car so I could pull him out and give him a hard time. He's like, why don't you follow me up on Instagram? And I told him that I was late already, just to kind of get out of the situation. And I was like, I have to go. I was supposed to be there at 4. And can I go? And he's like, yeah.
And again, because the police are basically the mob with complete legal impunity, like this lady was in fearful. Like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna try and get out of it by using her rights? And the pig could just pull out his gun and shoot her. Pigs have done that before. ICE has done that before, right? So, like, it shows the danger of the police because they get to abuse their power. And then when they abuse their... By the way, this shit happens all the time. This is only being investigated, and the guy is getting arrested because it's a famous person. That's it. It's literally, truly the status quo. And by the way, it's a good thing. It is a good thing because this creepy cop was probably doing it to other people, and he's probably doing a host of other illegal shit while he's on the job. So this is a good thing. But it does show that there is a two-tier justice system in this country. If this were Joe Schmo, or I guess Jill Schmo, working at fucking Walmart or at a fucking dry cleaning facility, they wouldn't get it. They would not have nearly this amount of outrage. And that cop would absolutely have gotten away with it. How do I know? Because it's happened out here in L.A. We have a rapist pig that was brought back on the LAPD after raping a woman. I don't even think it was one. I think it was multiple, as a matter of fact, but I have to look that up to be certain. And no justice. That's how I know.
Just kept kind of looking around in my car, and I'm like, can I please go? And then he finally just yeah, let me go.
Detective Jenny Moeller, who investigated the case, then tells the victim how exactly Roman found her.
He looked at your signature and the vehicles you have and your photo. I can tell he looked at vehicles and photos of each one to see if it was you or not. He then used a different system we have to run your name and address, date of birth, whatever's on your driver's license. The most concerning part to me, honestly, listen, we've had deputies mess with databases over and over again. It's not what it's for. You see a hot chick, you don't look them up. The more concerning part to me, is we do have what's called license plate readers, LPR system. The camera's positioned up and down the highway. He put your tag in there so that he would be alerted when your vehicle was going one way.
Jesus Christ.
At the end of the interview.
And this is also exactly why deflock flock. This is insane. This is not the kind of power that we should be given to anyone, least of all a rogue police force that is completely unaccountable to the justice system.
Mueller asked the victim.
Obviously, I know you have a big, social media following and all that. I can't tell you what to post or not post, but if you could refrain from posting anything until my investigation's over.
I also obtained footage from when Roman was arrested.
I mean, it's easy to be outraged by this, and I understand. Because the simple fact is that it's a really shitty part of the justice system, but the simple fact is that if you put private information out there, it makes it harder to get a conviction, right? That's just a fact. So I get that, but also at the same time, we shouldn't be asking this of the victims. So I try to find, like, what's the median? What is the better way to handle this? And I don't have one. It just sucks. It is just a shitty fucking part of our system.
I also obtained footage from when Roman was arrested several days later at his home. The footage shows that he was allowed to make several phone calls.
Yeah, this shit isn't allowed. This shit isn't allowed by other, again, two-tier justice system.
For being arrested as he loiters.
And it's not even a two-tier justice system where it's like a difference of, you know, a few inches. It's like the ceiling and us, right? That's the gap of this two-tier justice system. It's not even the ceiling. The gap is on the fucking moon. That's what we have between the elites, the police, the Epstein pedo cabal, and us. We're down here.
On the sidewalk.
And they love to remind us of that
inside
every
look
day.
At how cops are treated when they abuse automated license plate reader systems, which is a growing problem as flock proliferates around the country.
Roman, I'm sorry, man. It is what it is.
And they're sorry. They're sorry that this creep, this pervert, who absolutely would have escalated his behavior and raped her, by the way, or, like he said, beat up her boyfriend, she's sorry. Yeah. That's the best way to handle this, is be sorry to the perpetrator, the potential rapist, the potential violent assailant. Yeah, be sorry for them.
We're here now, but just remember what I said about this is a speed bump. Okay?
Oh my God. Fuck these people. This is why people say defund the police. Holy shit. So speaking of, the LAPD Inspector General is supposed to be the independent check on LAPD, but what happens when an employee brings serious concerns about a flawed or retaliatory PSB investigation? I know firsthand. I personally reached out to the Inspector General on multiple occasions about serious problems I believe existed in PSB investigations, including sustained findings I believe were unsupported and retaliatory against an employee who stood up for integrity and reported misconduct. The responses were always some variation of, "We'll look into it. It's past the statute. We'll refer it back to PSB. There are concerns, but we can't discuss them." So what exactly is the point of hashtag independent oversight if the answer is ultimately to defer back to the very system being challenged? Oversight that cannot independently investigate, cannot meaningfully correct misconduct, and cannot provide accountability is not independent oversight. It is a hashtag figurehead. LAPD does not need another layer of bureaucracy designed to make the public believe there is accountability. LAPD needs a truly independent investigative authority, one with the power, independence, and courage to investigate the investigators. Because when an employee is punished for standing up for integrity, and the system responsible for investigating that retaliation simply looks the other way, the problem isn't just one bad investigation. The problem is the system. This is a response to this. Excuse me. This is back on August 6th. A judge issued a restraining order against Karen Bass's LAPD over press violations. August 8th, the LAPD violated the restraining order by detaining/arresting 10 press that led to the judge issuing an injunction. Karen Bass's LAPD has now determined they did nothing wrong. This is what I'm talking about. Completely unaccountable. The only difference between the police and the mob is that the mob gets arrested. The LAPD Inspector General has determined that when the LAPD violates its media policy, violated California law, and violated a federal restraining order, no one should be disciplined. All while a federal judge issued an injunction for the same things the OIG is allowing. There is a reason that ICE is the new Gestapo. Because the complete deference we have given to the police on every single time, every single issue. The absolute just suspense of reality to believe these heroes in blue uniforms, right? To believe the propaganda, to swoon over the heroes that we see in movies is exactly how we got an unaccountable ICE Gestapo force like ICE. Because the LAPD and the New York PD and the Chicago PD and all of the Seattle PD, all these other police departments have been doing the shit that ICE has been doing for decades, and they got complete impunity from Democrats and Republicans alike. It's not going to be an easy fight, but it has to be a fight that we take. I already read that one. Meanwhile, Republicans have to create a completely alternate reality for themselves to distract and hopefully avoid talking about the actual disasters that they are overseeing.
These terrorist groups and the regime in Iran have been used to, for 47 years, getting away with it. And President Trump has told them, you're not going to get away with it anymore. This is going to be more severe, and we're going to be tougher on you. You're going to feel the pain more than you've ever felt before. Until you come to the table, clear the straight, and ensure us that you will.
So keep in mind, he's saying clear the strait when Donald Trump has said that the strait was completely cleared. He said that, what, like just 2 days ago, I think it was.
Never have a nuclear weapon. And President Trump's legacy is going to be that he was the president that brought peace to the Middle East and to the whole wide world by preventing Iran from ever having a nuclear weapon. We can all be grateful and proud of that.
Now, which Iran has never had and did not have the capability to get within even a decade, per their own intelligence reports. And also, even if they did, Trump himself and Pete Hegseth had said their nuclear capabilities were completely obliterated. So, which is it? Mehdi Hassan, it's insane that we live in a world, a sitting center in the middle of a war in the Middle East that the president started, can go on TV and say with a straight face that he is the president who brought peace to the Middle East. George Orwell is turning in his grave. It's insane what Republicans can tell themselves and just get away with. It's stupid. Hang on, I gotta reply to this really quick. YouTube absolutely is kind of the fucking worst lately. Like, it's the total shitification of the apps. You can't answer anything. God. YouTube is the app is just the fucking worst. Anyway, it is time for the Mega Pedo recap of the day. Let's see what the pedophiles have been up to. This is the most Republican story you will read all day. A Republican who represents Trump's home district was arrested for molesting his own grandson and could face the death penalty under a state law he sponsored. Oh my God! It is like some kind of like Schadenfreude and Schrodinger's cat at the same time. This is incredible! What an amazing story. And this is the oh, wait, does he not represent Trump's district? Palm Beach County Clerk, serving the Florida House Representative from they sponsor the law, right? Bill but didn't sponsor it. Okay, so there's a few tiny factual errors. Why did they lock? Oh, come on. That's not a fair accusation. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Republican mayor, no less. Kevin Hedgepeth has been arrested after paying kids to send him nude images. He now faces a potential life sentence. Yet again, this is why I say every Republican, so like the man, the legend 7048, Michael Johnson 6976, Sean Callahan 6200, all of these Trump supporters, who were some of the losers early on? Lack Dannon, John McShane, Fran Powell 8277, all of these pedophiles, Sophie Coons-KO3KE, every single one of them are pedophiles because this keeps happening. You cannot consistently see that there is a fucking problem. Just like the Catholic Church, you cannot consistently see that priest after bishop after whatever the fuck their title is are raping kids and getting away with it and not say, okay, there is an actual problem with this institution. Every single time. And it gets worse. Meet Stephen Lee Pate, 67 of Blountesville, Alabama. Of course, it's Alabama. Who's shocked? Wow, no one. The Trump-supporting Facebook warrior who accused Hollywood of being implicated in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking ring and has now himself been arrested on child sex crime charges. Think about it. Think about this. How many times have you heard from Republicans, from right-wing people that you know, that say that, like, George Clooney is a pedophile that went to Epstein Island, so is Tom Hanks, blah, 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 blah. Hollywood this, Hollywood that, right? This is the kind of person those people are. I'm telling you, there is a reason for it, because it is always projection to distract from their child rapes. Pate faces first-degree rape and sexual abuse of a child under 12 charges. Prosecutors allege he raped Jesus fucking Christ. A 5-year-old girl in October 2017 and subjected another girl under 12 into sexual contact in October 2022. Fucking A, dude. His politics are predictable. He shared memes demonizing undocumented immigrants. Who else does that? Defending mass deportation of illegal aliens if it saves even one life. No. You mean that people with right-wing views that come into my comments saying shit like this and I call them pedophiles and I'm right? There is literally a statistical chance that the people that come into my chat and say this shit are pedophiles. Think about that. Think about how awful this is. Think about how widely MAGA pedophilia is distributed across the country. And it's so fucking underreported. Corporate media does not cover this shit. Again, if this had been a trans person, a Muslim, a Mexican, it'd be fucking everywhere, and it'd be the story of the week. It'd be story for 2-3 weeks. And Democrats would have to disavow it. They'd have to say, like, so now you don't support immigrants. So now you're against all immigrants, right? Democrats would be like, oh, well, I don't know, right? That's what they would have to say. So now you're in favor of banning all Muslims, right? Democrats would be like, no, dude. This never gets fucking covered. Give yourself some ammunition. Stop showing up fucking empty-handed. Data consistently shows undocumented immigrants are the less likely to commit crimes than citizens. Pate also celebrated Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty verdict with Daily Wire clips. Blount County Sheriff's Office arrested him August 6th. He was booked into the county jail and released on bond August 14th. The same man who posted about Hollywood elites and powerful predators is now the one in handcuffs for allegedly preying on children himself. Exactly what you would think. Yep, exactly what you would think. John Hatfield, 40, a Republican, elected to the Seymour, Connecticut Board of Education. Again, these are like it's everyone. It's all Republicans. Some of them are just Joe Schmoes like this fucking pervert, and others again are fucking mayors. Others are, what was he again? He was the county treasurer or some shit. He was a Florida House of Representatives, and this guy is a fucking school board of education. And social studies teacher at Platt Technical High School was arrested July 11th at Hartford Yard Goats minor league baseball game. Police say the intoxicated Hatfield made crude sexual remarks to underage teenage staff at the team store, telling them he wanted to bang them. One girl was overheard whispering, "Help me." Holy shit, that's fucking nightmare fuel. Hatfield and his companion, an orange police sergeant, refused to leave when security ordered them out. Wow, see, this is what I'm talking about. This guy is a cop, right? And rather than stop his friend from abusing and potentially molesting children, the pig sides with his friend. This is what I'm telling you. We cannot have impunity for police. It is completely antithetical against, it's completely un-American. Refused to leave when security ordered them out. They were charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing. This is a man voters put in charge of overseeing public schools and who teaches high schoolers for a living. The same political movement that endlessly screams about groomers and protecting kids keeps producing officials and educators who treat teenagers as sexual fucking targets. Just in, Wisconsin Republican-controlled legislature has once again let Democratic bills to end legal child marriage die in committee. No hearing, no vote, no debate. This is not the party that protects children. This is the party of child rape. This is the party of child marriage. This is the party of evil. That is what Republicans are. And we should make it known every single day. That's why I try to do this on every single stream. We cannot let the people who blame my trans family members over bullshit grooming while they do shit like this, while they let underage child marriage continue, while they heckle and sexually assault underage children, while they literally rape 5-year-old children. We cannot allow this to continue. For the umpteenth session since 2019, measures blah, 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 that would have raised the marriage age to 18 with zero exceptions were quietly buried by GOP committee chairs. Who? I want to know who. Wisconsin still lets 16 and 17-year-olds wed with only a parent's signature. Nearly 300 minors have been married there in the past decade. This is fucking disgusting. This is Game of Thrones shit. We should not be allowing this to happen. Republicans call it parental rights. Fuck that. If your parents are letting your kids get married at 16 and 17, those parents are also pedophiles, as far as I'm concerned. Critics call it enabling exploitation. The same party that lectures endlessly about protecting children somehow can't find the will to close a loophole that turns statutory rape into a wedding. That's the thing. Even if you wanted to call it parental rights, you have made it your entire... The MAGA pedo party made it their entire... I saw it earlier. There's a guy in my comments right now saying how, like, oh, you're so obsessed with the Epstein files. You're so obsessed with this. Yeah, dude, because you guys made it an issue. You're so obsessed with it. It was your entire fucking personality. From Pizzagate up till you found out that Trump is in the Epstein files. You guys thought about and said nothing else other than there's a pedo cabal run by Democrats in Hollywood. Now we're finding out it's you. Now that the cat's out the bag and we find out that the pedophile is actually all Republicans, now they don't want to talk about it. So, if your true mission was to protect children, you wouldn't give a fuck about this parental rights crap. Because marrying children is not parental rights. That's parental grooming. That's what it is. And by the way, children are more likely to be sexually assaulted by a family member than some random stranger, than some random trans person, than some random immigrant. They're more likely to be assaulted by someone they know. Hence, this pedophile MAGA teacher, right? So therefore, your parental rights argument is fucking bullshit. This is not neutral governance. It's the consistent pattern of a right-wing machine that prioritizes control over kids' futures. 16 other states have banned the practice. Wisconsin GOP refuses. The children of Wisconsin remain unprotected. The pattern continues. Hold on, I need to make sure I share all these. Hashtag not a drag queen. Ah. All right, what was I? Meet Jason Barrowman, 57, of Rogers, Arkansas. What does he look like? Hey-oh! There's that pedophile. Church employee, Christian nationalist, and proud pro-life MAGA voter who was just arrested on child sex abuse charges. Church employee. Again, churches are a bigger threat to children than immigrants, Muslims, and trans people combined. Behrman is charged with second-degree sexual assault after allegedly groping a minor's buttocks and genital area while clearing out a storage container across church pinnacle halls. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, where he was employed. Police say this was the third incident. 2 weeks earlier, he allegedly... Why is he allowed to do it a third time? What the shit? 2 weeks earlier, he allegedly grabbed the same minor's buttocks while gathering tools and grabbed their thigh while riding in a golf cart. The victim told him that's enough, walked away, and reported it immediately. Wait a minute. It was the third. So that was the second. Where's the third? Behrman denied groping the victim, though he admitted the golf cart incident probably happened, claiming it was a joke. He told police he and the victim have never had any arguments or disagreements. Excuse me. He posted $75,000 bail and is barred from contacting the victim or having unsupervised contact with minors with a hearing set for September 14th. Cross Church confirmed he's no longer employed there and says it unequivocally condemned all forms of abuse. Before his arrest, Behrman's Facebook was standard issue MAGA, praising Trump as America's most pro-life president, sharing, "I'm not voting for any Democrats," numerous shares attracting socialism, promoting Christian nationalism, and sharing anti-trans content. I told you! All of these fucking perverts that come into my channel, all these MAGA pedophiles saying anti-trans bullshit, this is who they are. You were to trace their fucking IPs and find them, this is who's behind that keyboard. I promise you. Once again, not a drag queen, trans, undocumented immigrant, or Muslim. Expect silence from the MAGA media apparatus on this one. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, it never fucking fails. It never fucking fails. All right, let's move on to some funny shit. Let's see some fail compilations. Oops, hold on. Oops, hold on. That was not worth it. Oh, man. I watched this one last night, and that still hurts watching. Holy shit, dude. Oh, fuck. I thought he was going to, like, face plant.
Slip and fall. Oh, pimp down, pimping.
She got back up. She got back up and struck a pose. And she didn't even stumble. No concussion, nothing. Wow, dude. That's bad. Oh, this ain't I don't know how you couldn't see that coming. Like, come on. I don't know how you couldn't see that coming. Also, great freeze frame. Why would you not cover your junk, bro? I wish I could rewind this. But he's like just standing there with his hand up for her to kick. Cover your junk. And she clearly, you saw that kick. There was no technique to that. I love how he jumps straight up. Not through and across. Straight up, and he didn't see that coming. Oh, this is not going to be good. Okay, I mean, not good, but not as bad as I thought. Oh, that's some jackass shit.
What? It's a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50.
Poor guy. Oh, those are the ones I hate. Dude, she lost a tooth. Oh! Oh! Those are the clips I hate, dude. Oh! Oh, I hate those clips. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so bad. Oh! I don't understand that. I don't understand what that reaction was about. All right, whatever. Let's go to the next one. So I think this one I couldn't get in full screen. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. What, hang on, maybe I need to refresh it. You know what? I don't know what it is, but Instagram has been a real pain on incognito, and I don't know why. Why are you like this? Why is it asking to translate it in Japanese? What the shit? Oh, this is funny.
A baby seal.
Hang on, this is funny. Ah.
A baby seal pushed. A baby seal pushed me. Un bébé fuck m'a poussé. A baby seal pushed me.
That's so bad.
Un bébé fuck m'a poussé.
How is it
A
possible?
baby seal.
I still don't understand how it's possible that you can find these kinds of, like there was the one about the blueberries, like mew 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 mew. I don't understand how it's possible to get this shit in other languages, but it's fucking funny as hell. Oh my god. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, this is funny.
And today he wore that I'm gay, and then today he wore that shirt.
I wanted to make sure that.
Oh my god, why? I don't know. Did I pause it? Ugh.
That I'm gay, and then today he wore that shirt.
I wanted to make sure that.
Okay. For some reason, it does this, but then if I reopen it, it works fine. Jesus! Oh, yeah. Okay, this is... Shit, it gave it away. I hope nobody saw that. What is going on? Okay.
How does somebody become a rabbi? I heard you have to get bitten by a raccoon.
That's how you get rabies. I think you confuse the word.
Aren't those two guys similar?
Rabies and rabbis?
Yeah.
I think that maybe it's your accent that confused that.
No. How does somebody become a rabbi? I heard you have to get bitten by a raccoon.
That's how you get rabies. I think you confuse the word.
Good for him for being like the straight man to his kind of like his punchline. This would not have worked without the setup there.
Those two guys similar?
Rabies and rabbis?
Yeah.
I think that maybe it's your accent that confused that.
No.
The way he says no is so definitive. It's so definitive. It cracks me up. All right, please tell me this one works. Okay.
Carl, how big is that fucking thing?
I need to play Minecraft.
No, I'm asking because you literally have made my computer choke because it's getting in distance of me.
Thanks, Hamzy.
Oh, damn.
My computer just started lagging like a motherfucker. Oh my fucking god, Carl.
I don't know what audio that is. I think that music is from Elder Scrolls. And the way people on the internet are using it is just so fucking perfect. I fucking love it so much. Oh, man. It's so good. Oh, it cracks me up. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I look happy? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
And then that I'm gay, and then today he wore that shirt.
I wanted to make sure that I showed you I supported you.
When Jimmy found out that I was queer, he kept bringing me like different flags to like show his support. He brought me a bunch of like rainbow flags, and then he kept giving me like the Nigerian flag a couple times. And
you can say it, I can't.
Jimmy, again, Nigeria is a country. You can say Nigeria.
I'd rather just be safe.
It's a country.
I'll just stick to countries I feel safe saying, like Chad. It couldn't be a wider country name than Chad.
Yeah, but it's in Africa.
I know. The irony.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy.
So I think this is from one of those prank shows. I think it's from Jury Duty, but I can't say for sure. That's why it's so funny to watch their reactions.
I'm gay.
Because you can't
and then
tell
today he wore that shirt.
I wanted to make sure that I showed you I supported you.
When Jimmy found out that I was queer, he kept bringing me like different flags to like show his support. He brought me a bunch of like rainbow flags, and then he kept giving me like the Nigerian flag a couple times. And
you can say it, I can't.
Jimmy, again, Nigeria is a country. You can say Nigeria.
I'd rather just be safe.
It's a country.
I'll just stick to countries I feel safe saying, like Chad. It couldn't be a wider country name than Chad.
Yeah, but it's in Africa.
I know. The irony.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy.
This is such a good bit. Like, I don't know how much of it is improv and how much of it is scripted, but if it's scripted, it's so good. You know what the hardest thing in English? Saying things fast and sounding American. What do you mean potato becomes praro and hold on becomes horon? What the fuck? I don't know if that sounds American necessarily, but that is funny. Okay, Hamzy, I guarantee you are not going to believe. So, look, it says, I bet even you couldn't imagine the ending. I'm not going to play it yet. How do you think this video is going to end? Tell me, Hamzy, how do you think this video is going to end? I don't want to play it yet. I'll wait. I'll give you a second to reply, because I know it's going to take a second. She going to fall? Okay. Okay, good guess. Good guess. Here we go.
And now you become a part of me.
Like, how did the cat do that? It can't reach the pedals. Is it pushing the pedals? Is this real? This has to be fake. For work, blah 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 blah. Disclaimer, copyright notice, and other disclaimer. I don't know how they got the cat to do that. That's amazing. All right, well, Hamzy, you came in right at the tail end. I'm just wrapping up. I unfortunately have shit to do, so I gotta go. Hamzy, thank you as always. Now say potatoes fast. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. I think it's different when I say it, though. Right? Also, I grew up in Idaho where we have a shitload of potatoes, so I'm used to saying that. All right, Hamzy, though, thank you. Please give the stream a like. I do gotta go. And I got shit to do. I'm out.